so today we are doing our Explore Degen Open. It is 43 players today. We also have some very wonderful prizes for not only our players, but for you guys here in coverage. We are doing our Trevor Project event today. So exclamation Trevor Project, exclamation Trevor will bring up the link for you guys to donate to help our team hit our goal. We're currently over $7,000 raised already for our team, and our goal is around 10K. We've got Ultra Pro gift card giveaways. We've got gem giveaways sponsored by Melee and Ultra Pro, of course. So we've got some cool things like that for you, even if you were unable to play today. Ollie, how are you?
I'm good. I'm waking up. I got my rogue energy to help with that.
I appreciate you coming in and hanging out so early. Hark is asking, can we get a flex before the stream starts? I mean, sure. Do you flex on other people's streams? Is that a thing?
Sure. Just I'll do it just for Hark. There you go, Hark. There's your free flex today.
Goodness gracious. There you go.
Is Ollie in a coffee diner? I'm at your mom's house right now, actually.
Yeah, he had to put that up just to, like, you know, not embarrass you because your photos are, you know, up on the wall still. Okay, so let's take a look. We were planning on doing some coverage for our Degens today and other content creators who have given us permission to restream for them. I'm gonna pop over to the one James and just check out his match, which, as you just talked about, happens to be Degen on Degen violence.
Oh my god.
It looks like we've got Mono Green versus some Rakdos.
Pulled up as well. Yeah, it looks like it looks like Coco. So it's not the Nykthos deck that plays Storm of the Festival, essentially. The one that won last time. Or got second last time with oh my god, I'm bad with names. I should know his name. This is rough here for James. I hate just playing Fatal Push and that's it.
I agree,
don't want to do that.
But like, you don't have too much of a choice because if this pelt collector gets too much bigger, you're in a bit of a tough spot.
Yeah, but I like playing the Graveyard Trespasser here, honestly. And then on our turn, just passing back to transform the Trespasser, make it a 4/4, and then pushing on Metal Mario's turn.
Okay, so I was actually not even thinking about doing that. I was thinking about doing Fabled Mirror Breaker this turn to just try to set up, and then the following turn casting Trespasser plus push.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that too. I'm fine with either of those plays, anything except playing Fatal Push and passing. Yeah, that's fine too. Because push does allow him to kill, or Fable allows him to kill the troll because of Revolt. But a collector is just going to grow again. It's going to be a 4/4 and a 3/3. So I would trade. I would trade my 2/2 for a 2/2/2.
That sounds right, especially if you're going to push the other one.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you don't want that thing to grow unnecessarily. I think that sounds right.
Yep. And we're going to gain 1 life off the Trespasser anyways. It's not like a lot of life, but no, it adds up.
Definitely.
All right, so discard the Hive. I want that one.
Do you try to discard both to try to increase your chances of hitting an untapped?
That is so risky. Oh my god, that is greedy. Wow,
it is greedy, but like when you're behind, you have to be greedy sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. He's not that far behind. He's behind, but
so if he had just replaced the one, right, the Hive, he would have gotten the Bone Crusher Giant, had to shock himself in.
It worked out though. No, it worked out. He got. It was definitely. I try to play safe usually, but
I do too when I'm not super far behind. But I feel like this is pretty far behind.
Thing is too far behind. I actually like doing the other way. I like blocking. Well, this works too. Actually, never mind. This works. There's the troll.
Another troll with another one coming. This is going to be tough.
Yeah. I mean, but if Jane can untap with the Kiki-Jiki.
Yeah, untapping with that would be pretty relevant, and also getting a little extra life from the Trespasser is pretty insane.
Yep, and so is drawing the Chandra that deals 4 damage.
Yeah. Well, that's going to be tough to keep up with, though, when we know we've got 3 trolls to contend with.
Yeah. Well, Metal Mario only has one forest, and the troll can only enchant forest, so there's that. So
That is true.
So if he kills it next turn, it doesn't matter.
That's true. Now, is Metal Mario possibly not going to want to attack, because if he trades or does something, then you'll be stuck with those old growth trolls. You can't stack 2 on it, can you?
You can, but it doesn't do anything.
They both won't trigger? Yeah, that seems strange.
Yeah. Because part of the cost of making the troll is to sacrifice a forest itself.
Oh, there's a forest.
Oh, that was so ballsy. Like, what if you had double blocked? I guess you didn't care. Maybe you went on double block.
Yep, that's what I was thinking too. Is like, do we double block just to make it so that way the troll has no home, which might have been good. But now, with the untapped forest, there'll be another trampling troll coming down, so Chandra is very much at risk.
I think you.
My question here is if you're going to use the Kiki.
No, I think you transform. You pass, and then you copy 4/4.
Okay, yeah. That makes sense.
Because now when you clone the 4/4, you'll gain you 2 life as well. Because you'll copy the flip side, which is nice.
Yeah, and you get to make some wonderful trades.
Yeah, I like this line. 2, you get 2. Okay. Yeah, I'd block the token troll probably, or yeah, token troll and no.
Yeah, I think you have to block both trolls, right? Or this is tough because you have to block with your other 4/4. You can't save it.
Yeah. Yep. There's one more troll coming.
Yep.
EOT. That's not what we want.
I
think that's it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you can Chandra. No, that's it. Because that troll has trample.
But it's only game 1.
Yes.
Plenty of game to go.
It's really close though. Pay 2 life. Oh no. Just pay the 2 life.
I don't know. Metal Mario could skip through his end step and not make the troll.
It's true. Yep. Let's see. So if I was James, Noxious Grasp is really good.
Yeah, that's one of the bigger questions, right? It's like, what is the bring-in cards here?
Let's see.
While we are waiting for round 2, game 2 to start, I'm going to go ahead and start one of our community-wide giveaways here, guys. We're going to start by bringing you 1,500 gems, and this was given to us by MTG Melee. This last one. So if you guys would like to win 1,500 arena gems, please type !ticket. That'll put you in to win. And if you guys would like to support the channel and these events and have us host more, please check out the Trevor Project, !Trevor. It is a wonderful organization that helps out LGBTQ youth. And we are here in Pride Month, so no better month to check them out and help us hit our goal of $10,000 raised. And then also check out Ultra Pro and use Degen code for 5% off. Tells them we sent you, and will help incentivize them to continue to host these events. So make sure you guys check both of those out and type !ticket.
Get that ticket.
Woohoo! It's like out of Chandra, in a Chandra.
Yeah, I'll keep all Chandras in. That 4 damage is crucial.
Yeah.
All right. That's an excellent start. removal. Fable.
Grasps are pretty good in the fatal pushes are pretty good in the matchup.
Yeah. Especially now. I don't even think you like shocking the blood creep. I think you just play a tap blood creep and pass.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Save that life because it might matter later down the line. Mario went on a mulligan, looks like.
Looks like another mulligan. Down to 5, maybe?
Oh, no, it's 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
I saw the cards move, so I thought that was another shuffle, but it was not. It was just the
Oh wow. You played a Shaper's Sanctuary, so now anytime James targets a creature with one of his spells, Mario will draw a card.
Huh. That's
pretty good. Yeah.
Not something I've seen played much.
Yeah, me either. It's played a little bit, but not too much.
Wow.
It looks like Mario has no aggression though. He just has that card. So we'll see. All right, there we go. Oh, that's a good one. Ooh. I don't know if I feel about discarding both lands, but you know.
I agree. I think I keep one. Roxa to come down and punish the.
He draws a card.
Punish the mulligan even further.
And Thoughtseize to back it up as well. Oh wow. Mario has nothing now.
Yep. That took all the creatures out. Wow.
Wow, yeah. Wow, man. Yeah. It's crazy because like he like had a really, it looked like he had a really good start with turn 1 Sanctuary, but then he had no turn 2 follow up, which means he drew the ooze like last turn, I guess. Had to have, and then played the champion. Yeah. And now James is setting up the Harvester plus Kijiki thing where he basically gets a free removal spell every turn. This one's pretty quickly locked up, looks like. And he do another Noxious Grasp, so.
Yeah, I feel like there's not going to be a ton of comeback stuff here for Metal Mario.
Yeah. Mario does have a safekeeping to protect the ooze once.
Yeah, once is not going to be enough.
No. Unless he draws. Was that Blizzard Brawl? Looks like he's targeting.
He's
Or maybe
hovering over
not.
creatures, yeah,
Yeah.
so it looks like it could be some sort of brawl.
No. He's bluffing. I don't know. Well, Bossy is good. Now you force him to cast a safekeeping before it's relevant.
Gather, Yidka, and Jaffer, thank you guys very much for the subs. I do appreciate them.
Give Nerdgirl all the subs. All the subs. These tournaments. I mean, I think he had it right. I think he clones the Harvester and then Thought Seizes.
Wouldn't you just Thought Seize first and then force out the Tamiyo's whatever and then push in response?
Yeah, you do that. You do that regardless, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like if you clone first and they have a fight spell, then you get push anyways. Or I guess it doesn't matter. I guess it's probably better, right? Because then you can.
This way we can attack with the Harvester versus needing to like crack it.
Because there's a fight spell. Looks like. Which might be inscription of abundance.
Yeah, I think that's right. Which I could definitely see why they would want to not use it, because you want to get all the modes on it. You also want to hold open for the safekeeping.
Yeah. All right, so we draw a card. And let's see what we draw. Yeah. Okay.
Gain a little life before you go under. There's the ram through.
Yeah, it was a ram through. It was a fight spell, not the one we thought it was, but
A little surprised to see the Kiki Jiki coming over the red line and not copying the Harvester.
I mean, copying copying the token is also just better because at that point, at least you get treasure, right? It's almost strictly better.
Yes. And the extra treasure here, like, doesn't change anything, right? Like, keeping the extra mana didn't make it so you could cast the grasp or anything.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, because you make a treasure anyway, so it didn't matter though. I mean, he's so far ahead.
But we're gonna get a game 3.
Yep. Man, it was Mario came out of the gates like heavily with that Sanctuary. Had no follow-ups though, no turn 2 play. Then the Mulligan got punished by Croxa and double Thoughtseize, so
Yeah, definitely brutal.
yeah. And James Sled doubled like fatal push and grasp in his hand to keep going. that was brutal. I feel like we're gonna have to see some Cocos from Mario. Man, look at this hand. It's just removal, Thoughtseize, removal.
Yep. I like Bone Crusher Giant against the Metal Mario's early game. Getting those pelt collectors down quick is pretty key.
Yeah.
But in a format with Fatal Push, they're not as scary, but they're still very annoying.
Yes. Oh no, Mario's down to 5 now, I think. 1, 2, 3. We'll see. That's rough, man. Yeah, and this black-red deck does not. It's super, it like super punishes you for mulliganing. Yep, it's down to 5. All right, let's see. No turn 1 play, man.
Hmm. What are you taking here?
Coco. It's the only thing that can get him back in the game. If they have two creatures, you can just, kill.
It's a good sign. He didn't draw a land, that he played the mammoth upside down there, which means we have a Steel Leaf champion coming down.
Oh my god, upside down? Is that from Stranger Things?
No, I've actually never seen Stranger Things.
Oh, really? No?
It's been on my list of things to watch for a while, but I just haven't gotten around to it.
I think you'd like it.
I think I would.
Yeah, I think because you've watched The Boys too. You like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's obviously different, completely different genres, but
yes,
I think you'd like the Stranger Things as well. Oh man, just murder. I think we just murder this.
Yeah, Murderous Rider is pretty good in the matchup too. Just getting to kill a large thing.
Yeah, and come down later as a 2/3. This is pretty brutal. Mario has to draw Coco, like 2.
Like 2, yeah. With the amount of removal in the one James hand, yeah, that's. Also, James has the Eye of the Hive Tyrant as well. Little extra reach.
Yeah, no play there means it's almost wrapped up there. I mean, that's a good card, but it's not good enough. Yeah, just push it EOT, I think. Don't braid it.
Yeah, braid is.
I guess it doesn't matter.
Is there more? I think there's only one other creature in the graveyard, meaning the braid will work.
Yeah, I guess. Technically it works. You're right. Yeah, but no, it doesn't because he eats it again in response.
Oh, that's right. Oops.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't actually. He just targeted it. The counter was
not
not on the stack.
not gone. Yeah. It doesn't matter though because we have pushes too.
Yeah, I was thinking about pushing it as well, but I was like, oh, I guess if you want to braid it, it seems trickier, but sure.
Yeah, but I was like, then I was like, yeah.
Yeah, it just doesn't work.
You do it again.
Yeah.
Okay.
The removing the card is not part of the cost. It is the target.
Yeah. Yep.
And that goes game 3 to the one James.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. That's crazy. Those hands from games 2 and 3 were just massively powerful. So much removal.
Well, in game 2 and 3, Metal Mario also mulliganed, right? Like there was a fair amount of bricks there.
Man, Degen on Degen.
Violence, I know.
Violence. Yeah.
Okay, one of the things we wanted to do real quick before we take our mid-round break is we want to do the community giveaway for you guys here on the channel, but we're also going to do the door prize for our players. We had 41 players shuffle up and play round 1. So we have them organized by table here. And we'll go ahead and pick a winner for a $25 Ultra Pro gift card. And it's going to be player number 23. So that is player 1 at table 12. Chat? Anybody want to verify me? Chat says correct. So that is Surge Knight is going to be winning a $25 Ultra Pro gift card.
Nice.
And we're going to draw the gem giveaway for you guys here in the community as well. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I do appreciate it. Close the entry. And we'll pick a winner. And Vargas Ball, please message me here on Twitch and I'll send you 1,500 gems. I think we should check out Veggie. I don't know, how has Mono Blue been faring recently in
Explorer?
In Explorer, yeah.
I think it's been pretty good, actually. Especially because there's no Supreme Verdict. There's no way to actually like wipe the board without uncounterable wise yet in Explorer. It's been pretty good.
All right, our match is up. Veggie Wagon is paired. And it looks like he's up against some Azorius control.
I'm just gonna find the list real quick. Down to all right. So there's always control. I want to see if they have Shark Typhoons. They do. So that is the thing. That's the thing. That is the thing you have to worry about the most. Is just oh well, no. This is mulligan to 5 or 4. Oof, that's rough.
Yeah. It's a little less scary when, you know, Faceless Haven can also get in some damage.
Yeah. I mean, the Rattle Chains is a really good draw. You needed that. Oh, we have chains and then try to hold up Spell Pierce or slip out the back, which is slip out the back is a card that gives a creature +1/+1 and phases out. So basically, just a protection spell from cards like Otherworldly Light or March of Otherworldly Lights or something like that. Whatever the white one's called. Yep, so that works too. Once they have now if they have Jwari Disruption or Censor, which they are playing Censor. Veto and veto. Okay. And that's so rough because if Veggie had more mana, he could just Spell Pierce it too.
Yeah. Being behind here in this matchup is going to be really tough for Veggie, being behind with cards.
Yes. And Spirits really wants to play against decks. To be fair, Spirits can tempo them out. But Spirits also favors really well against decks that cannot play at instant speed. Oof. I would just jam the Herald here and hold Spell Pierce for like Teferi, but I don't know if it matters really. We'll see. Oh, that's Flash. Okay, never mind. I'm wrong. Thought that was sorcery speed.
Oh, I thought you were saying to do it when they had access to less mana.
Oh no, I meant main phase it. I didn't realize that Flash. No Shark Typhoon? That's good. You get to hit that one. Then play a Spirit.
At this point, there's so much land already out there and so many good board clears in the format. Hesitant to play my last threat.
I think this goes back to your old point though, where it's like I'm so far behind. I need to win here, or I'm gonna like die anyways.
Yeah.
Like I need to like end the game now.
I like that.
Or like basically, if he has the wrath, he has the wrath because I'm so far behind right now. I'm multi 4 rather.
Yeah, if you play too much slower, then you're just gonna die anyway.
Yes, and their control decks, so they draw a lot of cards too, and they can find their stuff usually.
Yeah. Deluge, what have you.
Exactly, yeah.
Not looking terrible, though.
No, it really depends on what Drags has. Wow, 3 of those. That's brutal.
Another Wanderer is A lot.
Yeah, that gains life too. All right.
We have another flash flyer.
I mean, this it does. It also does show us that Drags does not have a board wipe, right? If he keeps trying to 1/1 removal spell, which is kind of nice.
And I was going to say most land draws are even still not bad because it makes the Faceless Haven active, which I
Yeah.
am a big fan of here. I might be tempted. It would be awfully greedy, but I might be tempted to try to draw once with the Sailor before activating the Haven.
Yeah. I thought that too, but yeah, it's kind of hard to go for the throw, especially with four power.
Yeah.
And I think here you can't split it up. Sorry, you can't go all face. I think you have to send one. You have to send one to the Wandering Emperor.
I think so too. I think the question was whether or not we wanted to also send the Herald to the Emperor just to make sure.
No, I don't think so because I feel like Drags is incentivized to kill the Haven if he has a removal spell. Because if he kills Haven, then a board wipe is actually a complete board wipe, whereas if he kills the other one, it's not. Right, Fairy makes things a lot rough, very rough. But I mean, Drags a 6.
Yeah, and they didn't have a bounce spell or anything
Oh
last turn.
wow! Wait,
Ooh, the
we
Faceless
can
Haven
end it.
has vigilance, so you can
Yes,
activate and hold open the counter spell and lock it up.
yes, yeah.
This looks
Drags
good.
Drags would have to kill before attackers. Going
Yes.
going now. Yeah,
Which it doesn't
going
look
now.
like that they're going to. They could have like 2 individual spells here, but
They
I mean,
need
they
they
didn't
would
have
need they would
one.
need lights and lights. No. Wow.
Oh, okay. Well, Shark Typhoon you can't counter, so there's that. But it doesn't.
Still not bad.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't end it here.
Wow, that was so good. Our set, sure.
I think you let this resolve
Yeah.
because you want to counter the thing.
Listen, the Shark Typhoon. Sell the wreckage.
Oh, to
Okay.
settle the wreckage. Okay.
So we get to untap 2 lands. So we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4. There's all. We still counter it, right?
Yes. They have to have that plus an unsummon or something, I think. And
Is
even
Geist Snare mana leak or is it 4 mana?
it's 3.
Okay,
Unless they pay 3, I believe.
okay, well, Drags can actually pay the 3, so it's not very good. Yeah. Is it 4 or 3?
I think. Oh,
Oh,
he's making him do it.
Hmm. Oh, he messed up. The
Oh
dragon messed up.
no.
Oh no.
I thought he knew. I thought that's why he didn't attack with the Faceless Haven.
Me too. I thought he was doing something else maybe, but I think he just. Uh-oh.
Getting the 2 extra mana from the Teferi was rough.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So I guess maybe the correct play was to counter the Narset.
Yeah. It's always rough though. It's like, but it wouldn't count Narset. It would have made him pay just 3 more, right? And then Narset resolved, and he still would have found the. Still would have found the thing.
Yeah, if he had the mana open, I don't know how much mana he had when he cast the Narset.
Okay, he had 5 or 4. He had 5 mana on cast Narset because at the end there he had 8 mana, which is enough to settle. Sorry, he had 7 mana, which is enough to settle and pay mana leak. So he cast Narset, he must have had. He definitely had enough to pay. Lights is March is really rough here because
Yeah, you can't activate the Faceless Haven.
yeah, and it's only March. He also has the Hall to block the Haven now too. So oh man, that's rough. Because if you know they have Cellar Wreckage, you probably just attack with Haven, right? And just keep the Spirit back so you can draw cards off of it or something. It's so funny too when for new players, like if you show them this match, they would think that like Veggie Wagon's gonna win like no matter what because the life totals. Magic is just a very funny and complex game. It's like no.
Yeah, when we're looking at this board saying it's like basically over for Veggie.
Yeah, exactly. But a new player would be like, what the probably think otherwise. I don't know if I asked you or not. Are you doing Vegas again this year?
So they announced the Magic 30, but they haven't announced like a Vegas tournament. Usually, like I think Channel Fireball usually does like a Vegas event each year, but I don't think they've announced anything yet.
Okay. They announced they're doing something in Vegas, but nothing.
Oh, they did? No. Okay, I wasn't sure.
I thought it did. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe someone check and.
I know Vegas 30 was announced, which will, or Magic 30 will be in Vegas, which I will most likely be going to.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Magic 30. Is that just like a bunch of? That's just like a.
It's actually hosted by Magic, which is not the normal thing. Oh, wow. So I don't think it's going to be like tournament oriented. I think they're going to more of like a convention kind of thing, I think.
I like that though.
Yeah.
In my old age, I probably like that more. Both are nice though. So this is rough because again, they have his removal and he has the haul. So it's like I don't know what you do. Maybe you just go for it and. Yeah.
I think you go faceless here, and then you can chains it once they try to exile it, right?
Yeah, but then they can animate the Hall of Storm Giants and block it. That works too. I mean, I feel like, yeah, it doesn't matter. Drags could have, doesn't matter. Game's over. Let's see. We definitely want those mysticals. This Spirits deck though really wants Spell Queller. And Spell Queller they have in Pioneer, but they don't have it in Explorer yet.
Yanks is telling us that there is a big Modern event that will be at Magic 30, so there is some competitive stuff, and it will feed into a top 8 beta draft.
Well, there you go. I'll play in that then. I'll bring a Modern deck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want a top 8 beta draft.
That does sound fun.
I would just red draft it though. There's no way I'm passing any kind of power, even or whatever it is.
Yeah, there's always like some like I remember the first Modern Masters when someone rare drafted like a foil Tarmogoyf. And that was, you know, the first time Tarmogoyf was reprinted. So this was like a $1,500 card or something.
That was a Pro Tour. It was, I ain't talking about. He rare drafted he didn't even play it. He just rare drafted it because it's worth like a buttload of money. And then he eBayed it for like a lot of money too because it was stamped, right? So it's like some people value that because it's stamped at Pro Tour. And it had the story behind it where a pro rare drafted it. So yeah, Goyf. I can't remember his name. Pascal. Yes, Pascal Maynard. He's the one that rare drafted the full Goyf, which was crazy because they were also like featuring him for the draft. He just rare drafts it. And it's just like crazy.
I would have too.
That's just crazy. How he's holding for a lot of money though.
I think if I remember correctly, it was like over 1,000 or something. Someone's saying 400, but I think it was a lot more than that.
It was more than that. I think because it was stamped. And it came with a story.
Yeah, it was like on the screen. Plus, it was for charity, so I think it went for more for that reason as well. I mean,
yeah, he did. Well, part of it went to charity, other went in his pocket, but he did split it. Yeah, I remember that. But that was
I've
cool.
rare drafted in day 2 of a Grand Prix, so I mean, I'm not
Really?
going to judge.
Yeah. That's funny. Marshall saw Cliff check Pascal take the back of the Goif to make sure it was like, you know, what kind of condition it was in before we were drafting it. That's funny. All right, so Veggie has a good one drop here. No obsession, which was what the deck really wants, but does have a lot of protection. And we can grow the spirit to a 2/3 here. That's a good one too.
If you grow it and then you risk it getting bounced or something, but I think that's totally fine.
Yeah. Kind of have to, because one power isn't going to do anything. 20-turn clock is not is not where you want to be. So then we have all changed up come in EOT. Purple hole. Oh, that's all right. Well, we have chains. But if he has sensor,
Bit awkward, but I think like you can still do quite a bit here, right? And still hold open.
well, I think Veggie's debating if he wants to double spell pierce it, or guys I snare it, or chains it. He has a lot of options, but I like you know, let him have it. Interesting.
Agreed.
Same play either way, I guess, but
Stuck on mana. Oh no.
yeah, that's rough. He sees one more mana, and he can do a lot more than what he's doing now. Oof, that sucks, man. Game 1, he molds his 4. Game 2, he can't draw mana. That's rough. And the longer the game goes, especially if he's choked on mana, the worse these floppers get. I'm rooting against mono blue here. I hate mono blue. I don't hate. I mean, I don't. I'm also not a fan of mono blue, but I'm rooting. I like Veggie, so I'm rooting for Veggie. I'm rooting for the player, not the deck.
I don't know. I think
That's
mono
awesome.
blue is an interesting thing. Like, I actually like that style of gameplay more than I like control decks. So I tend to root for the mono blue player because they're still kind of playing blue, but it's more, you know, their blue is defensive, which is still annoying. But I don't like when my opponent's just like countering everything and board clearing
And then have nothing, counting everything, and then like have no like real threat. It's just very slow. Where like the tempo deck is applying pressure at least while killing you. Actually, it's weird because when I first started playing Magic, I was a super control player. Like I love playing control, but now I'm like, I don't find it as fun anymore.
Oh, the mana is just it's hurting.
It's not common, yeah.
Ouch.
It sucks, but
And after mulling to like 4 in game 2, it's tough round for Veggie.
game 1, yeah, game 1. This is game 2 now, right? Yeah, but it's still
Oh.
it's very rough. But you're right. It's extremely rough. It's a. I don't know what you do here. Like, do you just pass, you know, and then level up the spirit? Just sucks. Uh-oh. Narset. Yeah, and Drags is just playing on all the counter magic. He's just constantly has man up now.
Yeah.
And Veggie can't punish him anyway. Man, that's a hard counter too now. A little too late, but here we are. Here we are.
I did go ahead and start the next giveaway for those of you guys who are in the community. If you would like to win the next 1,500 gems, please type exclamation ticket. Okay, we got a land here.
Excuse me.
And we know of one counter in the opponent's hand, the Mystical Dispute.
Mm-hmm. I think the plan now is just to try to ride the spirit to victory.
Yeah. And just hope that you can counter enough stuff to protect it, which is gonna be tough.
Yeah, I think he's letting it through. And if I was Veggie, I would not level it up. I'll just let him take 2. Because 2 on our set basically stops it anyways for the most part.
Yeah, the only thing it's gonna stop is the Curious Obsession, which we can't really land safely anyway.
Exactly, yeah. We're so far from that right now.
A couple of well-placed spell pierces here. It is also important to note that the Faceless Haven is going to eat a Field of Ruin here eventually, so that's not a good backup plan for us.
All right, okay, we're drawing lands. All right. Casting the Ardenvale can also make blockers, but man, this Veggie's probably thinking like, okay, if I attack, if they have a Shark Typhoon, they'll kill my spirit regardless. And you can't counter it. Shark Typhoon is such a good card. Yeah, but you can't not attack, right? You gotta go. Nice. Maybe a Wandering Emperor. Nope. So we fight over that with Geistlight Snare. They Mystical Dispute it.
Okay, so Spell Pierce here is no good, but the Snare is.
Yeah.
I like casting a Snare.
I like casting Spell Pierce. Double Spell Pierce, I think. Because you're gonna have to cast 2 counterspells anyways, because you have Mystical Dispute. And I would like to, I don't know, I think casting double spell Pierce and holding up Snare for their turn is might be better. Because either way, you're casting 2 of them, right? But
I think just trying to maximize the amount of mana you use. So now you can, because if you cast 2 Spell Pierces, you're basically making them pay 4 when they only have 2. We want to just like make sure that we're always making them pay 1 more, so we have access to more in the future. Making them pay 4 might be enough later, but paying. Does that make sense?
yeah, but I was thinking that like if you make somebody 2, there's 2 men left over and then Geistlight Snare can counter something like 4-drop, like Wandering Emperor. Because you have 2 men left open. Because if you untap simply Wandering Emperor instead of Teferi, we can't counter that one.
So then we would have had to cast Snare on the Teferi and had no counter spells left.
Yes, that's true. Well, no, because he had 3 pierces, right?
He had Spell Pierce, and the Snare, right? And he used.
Maybe you're right. I don't know. Maybe you're right.
I think there was 3 Spell Pierces, but he would have had none left now. So he would have used 2 on the Emperor, 1 on and then 1 Pierce on their counterspell, and then the.
So if he had 3, I think he used 2 on Emperor.
Yep.
You have 1 Geistlight Snare, 1 Pierce, and then he would.
And then they tried to counter his counterspell, which he then pierced.
So I don't think. Either way, that turn he was using 2 counterspells. Either it's Pierce or it's Pierce. Or it's Geist Snare and Pierce the mystical dispute, right? Because either way, because we know opponent has mystical dispute, so either he plays Pierce and gets and pierces it again. I mean,
do we know about the dispute?
We do know that dispute because Narset. The upside is with your play is Drags loses the dispute. That is the upside. So, which I think is definitely is fair.
Wow. I'm surprised that this resolved. This could be another settle, so I would not be activating the Faceless Haven here.
Yeah. Is it lethal though? It's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Math. Hold on a second. That's 5. Then the Faceless Haven is how big? 4. It's not lethal because they have the castle. And they have field ruins. It's not lethal at all.
Yeah. I think I'm just attacking and then saying go. Maybe even just attacking with just the 1.
I think you have to kill Narset or the Emperor because it's going to kill a tapped creature.
That's true.
So I think you go 2 to Emperor and 3 to Face.
I'm pretty sure no matter how we pick it, it's going to get settled.
Actually, I think you go. He might go Face. All Face. I don't know. If he's going to split it, though, I think he sends. Yeah, he's going to Face. Okay. Okay, so if he's going to split it, I think he sends the. Doesn't matter. He's not set either way. He's not drawing the cards.
Oh my goodness. Is the settle there?
Typhoon is. Okay, it's not the end of the world.
A Shark Typhoon.
Brutal, though.
Is indeed brutal.
That's rough, actually. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't in the world. Oh my goodness! All right, we got a spirit. I think it's good. I think it's good now. It gets big real fast.
Killing the Wanderer was pretty great.
Oh, that's so good for Veggie. Veggie gets to level it up and hold up mana for level up again EOT because he gets into the planes now. So he gets to kind of like ramps him. Actually, it's kind of good for him. Doesn't ramp him, but gives him more mana than he had access to.
Yeah.
Okay, March doesn't. Okay, that's not fair.
March too. Yeah, March is really cheap against those little guys that the snare is just not going to do it.
Yeah. Okay, that taps things down, right? I believe. Do you pass and tap Typhoon down? I think that's what you do. You pass, tap down, then attack. Now we have Castle doing its work. Top, bottom. There we go. All right, type it down, Veggie. Give that shark a boop on the nose. Mystical dispute. That's not fair. Life isn't fair. Poor Veggie Wagon. Oh boy. And this deck has no like big spell to come back. Like you are a early game, mid game deck, and you stop. Once it gets this late, it's very hard for the deck to come back in the game. There's no like saving 6 mana spell or anything to get you back.
Sorry about the distraction. I was giving Phoenix, one of our person running the tournament, some of those bounty codes to start giving out to the players who are knocking out our degens.
Oh my god. You're getting rich. This could be you. You could be winning money by beating people.
It could, yeah. There's, I think, 13 sponsored streamers in there right now, and only 40 players. Plus door prizes, plus coverage giveaways.
I can see the future.
You can see the future how?
Hard Clark saying I can see the future because seems like I'm giving gameplay 2 seconds before it happens.
Yeah, for some reason my gameplay is always a little bit behind Ollie's when he stream. Like, so I don't know why, but my stream lag is just a little bit more than yours.
That's okay. The winning lottery numbers are 69691337.
Nice.
All right, 12. There's no way to attack with lethal right here. I mean, I'm curious what he's saying, what he's thinking about. I'm trying to think what his outs are.
I can't imagine there's much.
I don't think there's anything. Let me double take that. I don't want to be wrong.
And this is on the end of Veggie's turn, so he's got a double chump anyway.
All right, Veggie does have Brazen Borrowers. And Brazen Borrower does like balance the shark, right?
Yes, but this is on the end of Veggie's turn that they're doing all of this.
Oh, wow. Okay,
so Veggie's not going to get to untap and draw anything here.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Yep, you're right. Yeah, that's... Okay. Which is like, all right, I'll let you kill me, but not if you just make the haul for a good measure.
Congratulations to Red for winning a $10 Ultra Pro gift card bounty. My list was not running the Fervent Champion, which I think is a pretty neat tech. It gets in, I think, a little less damage than the creature I was running, but it's much nicer with the Embercleave.
Yeah, and they're really good at multiples.
Yeah.
All right, there we see the champion coming in. Mono red on the draw is a little more rough, but
certainly true.
Nothing in the world.
I really hate being against Rakdos on the draw just because the stupid Reflections is such a good card. I find that so hard to beat.
Yeah. You have to like kill it or do something about it, and
yeah, it's always a good 2-for-1. They're on the play. You need the tempo to get ahead, and I just don't, between the two bodies that are both insanely threatening mixed with the redraw is so powerful.
Yes, I agree. Even yes, it's all for 3 mana is a lot for sure. All right.
I like this play. I still probably would have just annexed and sat for a turn, but I like this play as well.
Yeah, I like Annex too, just because Annex is like removal protection.
Yeah.
Essentially. Honestly, what I like attacking with one. I like attacking with one champion, and if they block, stomping their giant. If they don't block, playing Annex.
Yeah, I like that. This gets in a little bit more damage, but
yeah. Well, the thing is, like, because the champion does. They probably won't block anyways. Champion does have first strike, so
yeah,
it'd be the same. So I think attacking with one champion, they block. Even if they block, you stomp and play champion right after combat. But or if they don't block, you play NX. see what James is thinking about. He's got 4 mana.
He's thinking pretty hard. So
Yeah. Let's have options.
yeah, I mean, this is a tough matchup when you have to play around Embercleave, and holding up your removal is pretty key. You can't just play cards out willy-nilly when you need to be concerned about what your opponent is trying to do.
Yeah, and it's important to like think about these turns because you usually don't have that many turns against mono red. Either you win or lose, and it's usually game's over by usually like turn 6, 7, if not before.
I'm a little surprised that Turtlebox didn't opt to
Stomp
yeah. Face there, given that they have another one. I think I'm always just inclined to push the damage as much as possible. This makes me think it's possibly a removal spell on the champion, which makes...
Oh my god. He's let first strike happen first. Like, the first strike damage, he's let first strike damage go through first before stomping.
Yeah.
And now if James has a... removal spells just doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I mean, it does mean you probably spend the other stomp on it, but I agree.
Yeah.
To the one James's credit, I think that he didn't block the last time because he knew that something was going on here. So there's a pretty good chance he probably would have not let first strike damage go through. He probably would have hit blockers and then pushed it before the damage anyway.
Yeah, but now Turtlebox is forced to double stomp and lose 4 life.
Yeah.
And take a turn off essentially, which is it's a lot.
I think he would have been forced to do that anyway, because I don't think James would have let first strike damage resolve.
Well, if you attack the champion and he blocks with the Bone Crusher and Fatal Pushes, then you're free just to play Annex, right? Instead of having to do all this stomping. Because right now you're basically if you attack both champions and James doesn't let first strike resolve, he just pushes one.
Yes.
Then you have 4 mana, and there's no point to stomp because he pushed it. So you just play Annex at that point.
Yeah.
Now he's countered everything. James killed his own creature to counter both the stomps. Like, this is like, that's brutal.
Yeah. I definitely agree. I just meant we might have been in that same situation to where our stomp plan would not have worked.
Yeah. Yeah, James abrading his own giant and countering essentially 3 spells. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah. Well, Frostodon is a good draw in response to Sorin, at least. Oof. Man. That was a wild turn. James can't really... So plussing is like kind of risky with Frostodon in play. I guess not plussing. They're both kind of risky, but if you move with Frostodon, I like the lifelink, making another lifelinker. Yeah. I like that. Yep.
I like that from James's perspective as well. A couple of, points of life gain against red just kind of undoes the entire plan a lot of times, because they really only have cleave to push that extra huge amount of damage.
Yep. I think at this point you just deploy everything. You play your whole hand. I think you lead with Annex first, though.
Agreed.
Essentially.
I'm not even sure why he went to combat first.
I'm not sure either. I think you definitely just play Annex. Because, like, again, if you play Annex first, that push can't kill Annex. And then if you play Robber the Rich, James is forced to kill Urban Champion or give you a token because they kill Annex, because they kill Robber. So
we have a pretty good question in the chat. It says, Bearstruck is asking, I'm new to Magic. Why did he abrade his own creature? He abraded his own creature because there was 2 spells on the stack targeting that creature. And those spells, once they resolve, give the opponent their card back, essentially. So by killing your own creature in response, you make their spell fizzle, essentially countering the spell, which means that those creatures go into the graveyard. The way those...
Go
ahead.
Also, yeah, basically, what she said, when you stomp, they go to a zone called the Adventure Zone if it resolves. But if they don't resolve, because there's no target, they go to the graveyard instead. They don't go on adventure. So
yeah, these are two-sided cards where they are a creature plus a spell. You can cast them for the creature automatically, which just gets rid of the spell side, but you can also cast them for the spell side, and if you do, it's called an adventure, putting the creature into an exile zone, allowing you to cast the creature side second after that. But if you can counter or remove their target, you essentially counter them, and then instead of going to the adventure zone, they will go into the graveyard. So instead of allowing the red player to get 2 4/3s into the adventure zone, they all went into the graveyard, removing a ton of card advantage because his creature was going to die anyway.
Mm-hmm.
These are interesting attacks.
Yeah,
it doesn't kill the Chandra.
And it gives lifelink, right?
And gives lifelink.
Man. Yeah, this one is all about...
Yep, this looks very, very wrapped up. The one Jame at a healthy life total here. Torbjorn's not a terrible draw, but it's a little too late, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. Because they have lethal in the air, plus Chandra. I guess they can kill Chandra, but I don't even know at this point. Press.
The Hive will certainly do it.
Mm-hmm.
On to game 2. The red player was on the draw that game, so definitely not going to be in their favor. Ooh, I actually kind of like the Chain Whirlers. Not a ton, I guess.
No, I like them too.
The Chain Whirlers kill the silly Planeswalkers. It stops the second, between the Chandra and the Sorens. Yeah, it puts in a little extra damage.
Yeah, and it bashes through Trespasser, bashes through Bonecrusher Giant, bashes through Blood Tithe Harvester, because that's first strike. It just goes through all those.
Also, it makes your Bonecrusher Giants kill more things, right? You can, later in the game, once you start to get a little bit blocked up, you can Chain Whirler plus Crusher onto any of their X3 creatures, which they have a fair amount, including those Sorin Lifelinkers.
And it works really well with Annex for Devotion and the 4-mana Dwarf. Embercleave and the Dwarf, because it makes... If you have the Dwarf out, then play Chain Whirler, you get to 3 damage everything, right?
Yeah, kill everything on your board, basically. Yeah, very good.
Yeah. I also, I don't know. I don't play, obviously, aggro too much, but I like Embercleave, keeping all Embercleaves on the play. If you're on the play, I feel like Embercleave is you just want it.
Yeah.
Right?
I certainly wouldn't be cutting the Embercleaves.
And I'd bring in Chandra too. I'd bring one Chandra just to grind them out. Oh. Karmon's Crypt. I don't think you care about the graveyard. Oof, man, interesting. I guess he wants to bring Karmon's into Crypt for the Trespasser? Oh. I like this hand. Keep 6, throw back. Procedon.
For a mulligan as a one of here, this is not a terrible hand. I also don't hate the play here to not play the face.
Yeah.
Because we know that that puts in a little work against some of the planeswalkers, which is great. Getting an anger off the top is also a wonderful score.
Yes. I like bottoming red cap melee, honestly. So that's up to me. And keeping the empty Ferocity.
I actually agree with that. I didn't see what got bottomed because I was looking at the chat, but I agree. I would definitely have pitched the other card instead.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, he's thinking about killing his own creature to do the same thing that was done to him in the last match.
I don't think it's worth it.
It depends. I mean, if you're planning on using that red cap melee to kill the Bone Crusher Giant that they play this turn anyway, you just save yourself 2 life by doing it, don't you?
You do, but they get then they tap out.
That's true. Nice. It does take their entire turn. I guess we don't have any concern about our own life total here.
Yeah, agreed. Also, yeah. And playing the enchantment, not like you said, holding it for a planeswalker though. Now it's kind of awkward because if we don't draw a creature, we can't get the counter advantage from the.
Yeah, but you also don't want to hold it too long either because it does become a 2/2 haster that you just kind of want to start beating down with early game. So I think I still would have played it.
I think I'll just play it turn 1 though, and then made the robber a 3/3. That way the robber dodges stomp, right? Because because if you play that as a turn 1, James can't even stomp your robber.
Yeah, that's true, but you lose a fair amount of tempo to like Fatal Push that way.
By playing the champion turn 1 instead?
By just playing the enchantment turn 1 and then having the robber pushed.
I see, if that push, yes. All right, so the Harvester can kill that for champion. I'm not sure why we held on to melee.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Now, that said, we are at 1 mana here for 2 mana for the 1 James, but I really do not understand why we did not activate the Bugbear Den in this turn.
Same.
This seems like it might be a case of nerves, maybe.
Possibly, yeah.
But, I mean, now we do hold open the red cap melee. Kill something and then get to Bugbear Den next turn. But we could have gotten in the damage this turn. If we top deck a land, you could still do it again. An extra 8-9 damage.
Well, to be fair, they did have stomp. I imagine they would have stomped the Bugbear instead of the 2/2.
Fair. Still an additional 4 damage over 2 turns, though, by getting to use the...
Well, the Bugbear is a 3/2, right? Yes, I agree. You animate it, but you keep your 2/2 haster at least.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. You would have gotten 4 damage over the 2 turns with a 2/2 haster.
Yes. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes. I agree with you. Animating Bugbear there is correct. Absolutely. Just do something, yeah. That red cap, man.
Yeah.
If only we had kept a Ferocity, original Ferocity. Okay.
Now, I think I do just red cap melee this and then Chain
Now,
Whirler.
yes. Just get in. You get James at 11. Oh my god.
And you have 2 Rampant Ant Ruins, so like the top decks of the lands are pretty good. My question is why do we keep this red cap melee in if we have no intention of casting it?
I think he's saving it for the Bone Crusher Giant, which I understand, but just like kill James. James is stuck on 2 mana. Just kill him. Wow, James is still stuck on 2 mana. Kill it.
So now you can't. Oh, now you can't.
Red cap it, please. Now you can't red cap and Ramen up, right? It's fine. Oh god, I'm gonna have a heart attack. It's okay. It's just different play
breathe.
style.
Just breathe.
Different play style. It's okay. Man, poor James too. He just literally has
Just
no mana.
stuck forever, yeah.
Yeah.
And now there's like no way to get lethal in with these Rampant Ant Ruins.
I mean, crack one. Maybe he drops. I mean, to be fair, he's at 5.
Yeah.
I believe. Come on, Turtle Box. Get it. You got this. Just draw the burn spell. Draw land.
That's a good one.
What do you draw? You're slightly ahead of me.
That's
a good one.
Roiling
right.
Vortex.
Yes. I like that one. That is a 3-turn clock if there's no lifelink, if there's no trespassers, or if there's no Sorin. I like it. Well, actually, it doesn't matter. Vortex stops life gain.
Yes, it does.
Perfect. That's actually a perfect draw. It's a really good draw.
It is, but I still think there's probably about 10 points of damage missed here.
Well, yeah.
So if James manages to come back, then
nah,
that would be absolutely nutty.
I believe in our box. Put the Vortex down. I do love how. Yeah, all right, stop the life.
Now the question is, resolved it without triggering the life gain. Oh my god.
Well, his target first. His target first. No. Oh, you're ahead of me. Oh my god. No.
And he doesn't have lethal again with the. Oh my god.
Okay, we win. We win still. Just stomp face, right? Stomp face.
He just stomped face.
Okay, and just pass and just use the Vortex.
What if he didn't draw the stomp?
I don't know. Okay. You got this. He's got it. Come on. Go off for it. Yes. Easy. Everything calculated. Everything calculated. Perfect.
It was all for the drama. Trying to lull James into a sense of security and then just crush him.
I love how there's only one Vortex. I don't like Crypt though. The Tormund's Crypt, I think just take that out, bring in literally any sideboard card at random, and it's better. I think a Mountain's better than Tormund's Crypt main deck. Yes, cut it. Please cut it. Yes! Thank God, you cut Tormund's Crypt.
Someone's asking if top 1200 still gets into the MIQ. So top 1200 gets you into the qualifier to the qualifier. Top 200 gets you in, top 250 get you into the qualifier for the championship there. The other thing is you can get into, you can just purchase your way into the qualifier to the qualifier.
All right. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to watch Airball on mine instead of yours. That way, maybe I'm not as far behind, apparently.
Oh, I didn't know you were watching mine. I'm so sorry.
No, it's my fault. I was watching yours, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see.
Got ourselves a game 3. Red is on the draw. Much tougher spot for red to be, sure.
This is a good start, though. We do have a Haster and a Burning Tree into Robber next turn as well. I like that.
Having a little blocker here for the Robber is nice. I'm wondering if the play might be just to do like Burning Tree Stomp.
Burning Tree Stomp. Yeah, I agree. Now it is. Yes, absolutely. Just Burning Tree Stomp.
I like that play.
Me too.
But he's thinking about Fanatical Firebrand?
Why?
I don't know why.
No, just Burning Tree Stomp it. Okay. All right. Hmm. All right, so we have a Trespasser coming in.
Trespasser gets to gain a life if he exiles his own, which is totally fine. That is a nice big wall that also puts a lot of pressure on Turtlebox's hand. It does kind of incentivize him to discard a card here, which, you know, isn't the worst, but I have definitely won some games with a lone Fanatical Firebrand at the end.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, it does add up. That card basically gained 1 life and then it made the opponent just discard 2 cards and tap mana. So it's
Yeah,
pretty good. Let's have Robber left. Robber's going to be nice to hopefully accrue some card advantage. Okay. No anger. No anger. Don't do it. Okay, Fable. It's still annoying, but it's not Anger of the Gods.
Yeah, it is certainly nice for the 1 Jame as well that he.
So here I like attacking with the 2/2s, and just casting the giant, right? There's no point casting the vortex quite yet. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I don't think I would cast the vortex because there's always a chance you can double spell next turn and hit a land.
Exactly. Yep. I can't remember what that card does. But
Which card?
The Farknoth, the Pit Fighter. I think you can discard it if it does damage or something and draw 2 cards.
I think you can sacrifice it and draw cards is what it does.
After it does damage, I think something like that. After they take damage, you can discard a card, sacrifice it, and draw 2. I believe. I'm going off the top of my head, but I'm not sure. Something like that.
It'll be interesting to see if the 1 Jame blocks here, because if they not to, then
well, yeah. Well, the 1 Jame can see the Bone Crusher as a play, right?
Yes.
Oh wow. Wait, I like the Crusher. I like playing Crusher here just for.
I like Crusher as well.
Okay.
It puts on so much more pressure, and there's no life gain on board that you need to be concerned about.
Yeah, and 4 power is so much more than 1 damage a turn right now. Discard a card, sack a vampire, draw 2 cards. That's what it says. When you hovered over it.
Yep. I'm wondering if the play here is like a soul read on Anger of the Gods.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Meat Hook Massacre.
The Royal here is
wow, why did we not pay 1 mana to stop a game?
They did.
Game? Oh, we did.
This time they did indeed pay 1 extra.
Yes. Hallelujah. If only. I don't know.
All right, he's not missing those roiling vortex triggers anymore.
True. Feels good, man.
But that said, you know, Turtlebox is a little choked up on land, so it really only takes just a couple of triggers paired with the reflections to put in some very good work here. And now they can't cast a 3-drop and hold open mana to stop the Rider from gaining life.
Yeah, and they have 2 Riders basically because of the Fable, so they can just gain 4 life. So you have to hold the Vortex up for a bit.
Yep, this that there are no 3-drops coming down for the foreseeable box until.
Or you just play it, hope and pray they have no removal spells.
But that said, the Vortex is still doing damage on the way back. So if we're holding open for Vortex nonstop, and the one Jame is putting in 4 or 6 damage per turn, that is going to be some big beats.
Yeah, I think we like next turn if we draw land or not. I think we're forced to play a creature. Either way. Interesting.
Someone's asking, do we Chain Whirler first so there's no life gain? So if they have a removal spell, then they would still gain the life. But with the Roiling Vortex, or whatever that card is called, you can activate it to prevent your opponent from gaining life every turn. So we're holding open the mana here for the Vortex. But the concern is that as we are doing that, we're letting the one Jame recover on the board, get the dominating board state, and putting too much pressure on. So if the one Jame has removal here for the Chain Whirler, he's too far behind, I think, to actually get there.
Yes. And while they might gain some life because they have good clone their rider. First strike. Basically what Nerdgirl said. Yeah, first strike does stop it, but they have a removal spell, and we're just super dead. I think waiting is correct. Just at least one more turn. Oof. Man, that is a good one.
Oof, the Chandra, yeah. That's going to kill the Chain Whirler and put in a lot of damage that Turtle Box will not be able to come back from.
That's how much damage? 4, 6?
Can stop from gaining life, but he's got to ping himself to do it, and it doesn't necessarily matter because the one game is just so far ahead on life anyway.
Yeah, he's so far ahead that he bolts a Blood Crypt or shocks a Blood Crypt in play. He's like, whatever.
Yeah, I was a little surprised to see that as well, given that he's got a haste creature to come back from. Interesting, but now he can still do the thing, right? He can copy.
Yeah, but now we just bolt the copy, whatever he targets, right? Just bolt it, bolt the rider. Lightning strike the rider.
Nope, he's just going to stop it from gaining life.
Okay. Okay. You know, you're being featured. You were being featured. The feature match of the top 8. Yeah, at this point it's super rough. There's 2 planeswalkers, a meat hook, 2 life gainers, and a flip Fable.
Yeah, unfortunately, just not enough pressure there in the start of the match.
Nice. We're going to bolt ourselves. Sudoku. Seppuku.
Good game. It wasn't Turtle Box, it was Gargantuan Turtle, I think.
What happened?
I think I just messed up the turtle. No, it was Turtle Box. That's right.
Yeah.
So now we are taking a look at the last match of our top 8, which is Esper Control and Rakdos Midrange.
Airball's got a full screen that.
Actually, yeah. It's a little too late because there's a 3-minute delay. Unfortunately, it'll be over before.
Oh, I see. Okay, fair enough.
He did send me a message saying he switches off this guy pretty quickly. So it's based on like their stream settings in Discord. So
gotcha.
Had that problem happen before. Yeah, the lag here on this this player is pretty bad.
I see.
All right, now we get to see it from the other side of the screen. Nice and big. Wonderful internet connection. Just in time to watch
2-1-1's going to play.
Almost die?
Yeah, we can stop it for a couple turns. Not dead yet.
Trespasser is an okay draw, but I think it's going to be too little too late. Considering there is a Void Rend in the opponent's hand, you can just Void Rend here.
At least the Hall is no longer lethal for a while, which is nice. We have a 1-1 and we'll have the Trespasser. Other land isn't ideal, but yeah, get a creature.
Not going to play the Bugbear Den? Bugbear
No, we
Den's a
should.
decent activation next turn.
Well, I mean, I would play it just so we can castle. Because we castle, we get to draw a card for one, right?
Yeah.
But now we can't castle really because it's too much damage. Two's a lot more than one at this point.
Uh-oh.
Oof. Not sure it mattered.
Yeah, Void Rend onto the Trespasser is really, really cute because they don't need to discard, right? Because Rend cannot be countered, which is pretty spicy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that Wandering Emperor sealed the deal there. I guess they want to cycle the den with. Is that a treasure or a clue? It's a treasure, I guess. Land. Wow, they drew 4 lands in a row. That's unfortunate.
Wow.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
Well played to Yanks.
That's rough. Drawing Hive, Den, land.
Welcome back, Airball. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me. Can you hear me all right?
I am. So, be cautious because you can see the game on your main screen.
Yeah, I have it out of the corner of my eye to see when it ends so I can switch to the next game, but I'm not watching it. I'm doing my best not to watch.
But are you watching your own stream?
Yes.
Great.
I represent 50% of the viewership on my own stream right now.
Fantastic. Well, people aren't supposed to be watching you anyway. They're supposed to be watching this. So for those of you guys who don't know Airball, he is one of our Degen streamers and has been helping out with coverage, switching on and off for me and Ollie to give us breaks and stuff. And he's also the person who's streaming the gameplay on a 3-minute delay. So that way we can offer a delay for our players while also being able to interact live with you guys with no delay. So it is a wonderful system and I love it. Yes, Phoenix is noting that you are a dirty control player, and I have to say that that is true.
She doesn't know whether I'm dirty.
I mean, you're a dirty blue player.
There are a lot of 69 jokes.
For everybody just joining us, this is top 4. All of our players here have locked up a $50 cash prize in addition to 3,000 MTG Arena gems. And that's all thanks to Ultra Pro and MTG Melee, who sponsored this charity event. We are currently watching the One Jame, our Degen, that's still in the race, and the Dark Stream, who I believe just took out Veggie, our other top 8 Degen.
That is quite a hand of magic cards that we reveal here. I feel like it's probably Behold. I feel like everything else is kind of just 1-for-1, but Behold is the biggest problem, and we can't Thoughtseize it next turn because they'll foretell it.
Yes, I think because we have Thoughtseize in hand. You take Behold this turn, it's the only legal play they can make, and then you come in and take the Wanderer?
Probably. I think that's the plan. We'll see what they... We'll see what they draw. That's an awkward draw. I still think the 2 damage to face is not like super important. I think I really want to play Bone Crusher on 3, which makes me really want to Thoughtseize now. so they don't get the opportunity to resolve the Wanderer after that. The emote of sadness. Okay, now we get to double Thoughtseize them, and hopefully that puts us in excellent shape. By the way, Nerd if you are talking, I can't hear you.
I was not. I was reading things. A bunch of people sent me tournament-related messages, so I was just letting you carry while I admin.
Okay. I wanted to make sure I wasn't talking over you while you were talking.
No, I was zoned out.
Okay. So there's no real threat here. We can attack with the unlicensed hearse if we want.
Looks like we're opting not to. Which makes sense because they could Shark Typhoon and trade with the hearse at this point.
They were on 2 mana. The only thing that they could have done was
They were on 3 mana.
they had a tap land, and they had 2 mana open. They played a tap land for the farmland was tapped.
Oh. Why would the farmland come into play tapped?
Because it always comes into play tapped.
Yeah, I don't know what that card does.
It's a cycle land. It comes into play tapped, or recycle it for 2.
Oh, okay. I thought it was one of these slow lands.
Nope. So now this is like the kind of awkward spot that I was hoping to avoid by thought seizing on 2, bone crushing on 3, instead of playing the unlicensed tourist, because now the opponent has the Wandering Emperor, and if you thought seize it now, you don't get to play your Sorin.
Agreed. Just Wandering Emperor here, or attack, let them take the Wandering Emperor, and then if you want, you could like abrade it and thought seize, abrade the rest of their.
And Braid doesn't hit planeswalkers.
My commentary with mono red was fine.
Yeah, so this is like a really sticky situation that I think we could have avoided by thought seizing on 2. Now we've got a real fight on our hands.
Yeah, originally when we did the first thought seize, I did want to just untap and then take the Wandering Emperor. And you're still in the same situation because now they can just cycle away for the shark. Thought seize.
For sure. If they're feeling frisky, they could even cycle in a bigger shark. At least I was thinking that before I saw the 5th land come down. I was going to say cycle in the shark, pump it with the Wandering Emperor, and then it doesn't trade with the 2/3 anymore. Throwing away the Wandering Emperor is interesting. I guess feeling the need to pressure down that Sorin. Or just signaling that they have another one in hand.
Yes.
Sorin Plus reveals a man land. That's pretty great in the matchup.
Free creatures and lands? Yeah. Absolutely happy to take that. I like this play because you can still hold open the abrade to kill the shark that comes down here.
Yep, this works out nicely.
And you get to double thought seize if you need to, but we don't need to because there's just lands.
Okay, and this feels pretty outstanding.
Yeah. I don't think that I attack though. I'm pretty happy to just hold here just so that way we can attack the Sorin.
Sorin's not gonna die no matter what.
Yeah, but you can't make another vampire, which we kind of want to. Now we can crew, protect the thing, make a vampire.
Yeah, this is one of the main problems with Sorin is that he doesn't really defend himself super well. Now we're forced to animate the unlicensed hearse. We know it's safe to do so. But if we didn't have the vehicle in play, this would have been much harder.
Agreed. I think I might have attacked if I didn't have Pickle. Maybe with them having a card in hand, I probably would, I guess. But I think this.
I think that's fair.
Fine. I like the way this play came out. Honestly, I think we just make a vampire, crew, attack with the hearse, play trespasser, call it a day.
I think I like plus. I think I like plus play the trespasser. This is a low resource game. It's exactly where Rakdos wants to be. And we have a planeswalker in play. This is the time we take to get ahead, I think.
I don't think the Rakdos deck is going to outvalue them. I like putting a little pressure on the board now and forcing them to have to find answers. I think the longer we let them stay in the game, Azorius Control is going to be able to find those that they need to just infinitely come back. Cards like Deluge and Behold the Multi help dig them into a ton of things we just outvalue.
That hasn't really been my experience. I found that Rakdos, once it has a resolved planeswalker, can kind of go toe-to-toe with you on value. And Unlicensed Source does a great job of dealing with the Deluge as well. They won't get to cast both sides of it. So both of the man lands go away. And there's one more Field of Ruin in hand for good measure.
Oh boy. The top decks from the Dark Stream has been quite good with the Portal into a Dream Trawler.
Yeah, Dream Trawler is the nightmare for the Rakdos deck, and having one in the main is going to be very difficult for James to deal with. James only running targeted removal, and all of a sudden, those two lands that were bricks before are now counterspells.
Yeah. And more Thought Seizes off the top here. This is tough. Definitely. I still like where we're at with the hearse and having everything play. Wow, more Thought Seizes.
I think we're overwhelmingly behind. Like at this point, I think that Dream Trawler swings the matchup that well.
Yes. Oh, I agree. I just mean I like having the hearse in play at least.
I mean, yeah, I'd rather have it in play than not, I guess. But I think we're like 15% to win from here.
Both the creature lands are dead, which is certainly scary.
Choosing not to chump is kind of risky. Like, yes, the hearse is going to grow and you'll be able to chump it next turn for more value. But if James top decks a Fatal Push or something, or if he has one in hand that's been dead most of the game, he could find a way to sneak in lethal.
So many. I think we are blocking. I think I would because I'd want the extra draw from the Sorin. And I think the goal would be like Thought Seize away most of their hands and hope we top deck two spells.
The problem is that they have these lands in hand that are unthought seizable.
Yeah, and a lot of blanks off the top here for the well.
Yeah, this is still game one. So a lot of dead draws at this point. Although normally you'd want all four Thought Seizes against blue white anyway.
Take a peek at two of those cards. Like March, discarding a card. So
Yeah.
down to a card, which is interesting.
Yeah, this is a move that's possible in an open deck list format. Like if Darkstream had to respect like a go blank in the main or something for one James, he would have to live with the fact that he was exposing his Dream Trawler to that. But because he knows that the Field of Ruin is immune to Thoughtseize, he knows that the Dream Trawler is going to be safe.
Well, he doesn't know those Thought Seizes are Thought Seizes, right? They could be Fatal Pushes or something. Or not.
Sure.
Fatal Push still wouldn't work, right? But something along
Sure.
those lines.
But he can conclude that there is no set of cards in James's hand that kills the Dream Trawler here, which is what matters. That kills the Dream Trawler, given James's deck list, yeah.
He has one Heartless Act. And I guess it would have to be like double a break or something, because he had 3 cards in hand.
And we knew one of them was Thoughtseize.
And he only has one. Stuff.
And now the Castle Ardenvale will just infinitely be able to block one of these creatures on the ground. Like, James is making a game of it, but oof. Main phasing it into the hearse is awkward, though.
Yeah, I mean, maybe just didn't have enough cards in hand. He went down to his last card the previous turn, so wanted to play the hand. Wow, so many blanks off the top here.
He does take himself off Castle Ardenvale activation with that play as well.
Strange. Someone says that my commentary is fading out. I mean, I think I'm talking the same as normal. Sorry.
Maybe I'm too loud?
I don't think so.
Yikes, that is a hand of magic cards.
That is a lot of cards. Yeah.
So what do you take? You don't care so much about Saw It Coming because you have a Thoughtseize to push anything through. It's probably Fateful Absence, as much as that sucks.
I think it's Fateful Absence because we need to keep the hearse around.
The problem is the Shark Ambush is for 6, which isn't enough to take on the hearse, but...
I mean, you could choose to take both. You just take Fateful Absence and the Shark Typhoon here, and then just...
Yeah, that makes sense. That's probably what we have to do. Then you don't get to exile the Memory Deluge with the Unlicensed Hearse, which we didn't do on their end step for some reason. Oh no, this was a Memory Deluge that they cast this turn. Never mind. Yeah, we didn't come this far not to attack with the hearse.
Agreed.
Oh, maybe we did.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're just going to take the... You miss out on a little bit of damage, but you get to remove cards out of their graveyard.
I guess I buy it. We took the Saw It Coming instead of the Fateful Absence with the Thoughtseize, though. I guess fearing it getting tucked away and never being able to interact with it again.
Yeah. There's another land off the top here. And also there's a Fateful Absence in opponent's hand, so there's like nothing that can be done here.
Yeah. Unfortunately, James just hasn't been dealt the tools he needs to deal with this. And so you can see the power of Dream Trawler in the matchup, right? It's one of those cards that just swings the game completely. Pretty great anti-meta card.
Phoenix, when this match is over, make sure you give us like 2-ish minutes before you pair them up for the next round.
Okay, and James has seen enough. That is lethal anyway, pumping the Dream Trawler. So in terms of sideboard options, what do we got? We got 2 Go Blanks, 2 Noxious Grasps, and 3 Duress. And we can take out a bunch of our crappy removal. I wonder if the Unlicensed Hearse makes it.
I feel like if you're putting in Go Blanks, that might be a little bit overkill, but...
I agree with you, and I think Noxious Grasp is also really good. It's like an instant speed 2 mana answer to kill Wandering Emperor or Teferi. I think it's much better than the Hearse.
This is the second to last match of the tournament. This is the semis.
Looks like James disagrees. I remember I did get to talk to him in Dallas about this exact matchup. And his biggest fear in the matchup was Memory Deluge. I think he might be giving it a little too much respect here, though, keeping the unlicensed Hearse in. I think just getting to cast it once is good enough, given that the unlicensed Hearse is otherwise kind of a dead card.
Yeah, I mean, it is a big creature.
It's a big creature that dies for a 3-mana march, though.
Yeah. And the other white two
Fateful Absence.
Fateful Absence. This is a reasonable hand. Why our stream is lagging so?
Yeah, I think he's. I'm not sure it's actually lag. I think he might just be tabbing in and out of Arena to look at the opponent's deck list.
I see. Ah, yep. I have been seeing that happen.
So we see Settle, Shark Typhoon, Sensor. So kind of robust against Thoughtseize, unfortunately.
Does play with a second monitor?
I guess not. So Unlicensed Hearse comes down, and we're gonna get to see is it good or not?
Flag is getting whatever it is.
If you like, I can pull up the enemy stream, and that'll kick in 3 minutes. What do you think?
Especially if we have a game 3 better.
Sure. Okay, so in 3 minutes, we'll abruptly switch to the opponent's stream.
Does it look
And in
cleaner?
the meantime, we can keep talking about James. It looks way better.
End of turn cycle. What's going on here? Oh, never mind. The two lands were layered on top of each other pretty well. I thought maybe they were for a second I thought maybe missing a land drop.
Okay, so that castle comes in tapped somehow, even at this point in the game. Trying to milk this go blank for a little bit more value. Kind of think I prefer playing Fable there when you're pretty sure it's going to resolve. All right. So 4 mana, say go, and now we have the Wandering Emperor problem. And remember, this Unlicensed Hearse could have been a Noxious Grasp, which would kill the Wandering Emperor in this spot.
I like just attacking with the Bone Crusher Giant. God, James, what is wrong with your internet? I think it's because he's playing windowed mode. Has to be, right?
I'm not sure. James's internet has historically had bad issues, though. I think that's the reason there haven't been stream leaks or anything recently, just because he hasn't had reliable access to internet. So indeed, it is the Wandering Emperor. Opponent's on 5 land. Do they have Teferi? We're throwing away the Wandering Emperor and saying go. Does feel like it's got to be another one.
Most definitely.
Do you loot away the second Fable or not here? I think no. I think you just loot away the 1 land.
I think so. I'm just looting 1 land here. I think Fable just has so much stinking value.
You can also loot nothing. Fable plus go blank. You can guarantee the land drop.
Someone in chat's asking, how come the stream of the game is lagging? Because it's not our internet, it's the player who's playing its internet, and we don't have like a whole lot of say over that.
Yeah, I see out of the corner of my eye that the opponent's stream has also deteriorated a little bit.
Uh-oh. Oh, it looks like we're about to see it. Fantastic.
Okay, so I don't really remember what was in James's hand aside from a Blood Crypt and a go blank, so there's one more card to be concerned about, unless we cast the go blank while I wasn't looking.
It doesn't look like it. It was, and I think it was a land, a go blank, and then something else, and then they chose discard the land and drew another land.
So we see James's worst nightmare here, which is the Dream Trawler.
Yeah. Like Dream Trawler just might just lock this match up.
Yeah, Memory Deluge is going to make sure that we're stocked on cards, and those are going to protect the Dream Trawler, which is itself going to make sure that we're stocked on cards. And we're at a healthy enough life total that we're not going to get cheesed out by this hearse. At least I think.
Yeah, it's hard to race the trawler, that's for sure.
Especially when we have a man land to be able to attack. Like, if James does start to attack with the hearse, then we can attack with the 7/7 and the Dream Trawler that can grow.
Yeah.
We can even grow it at instant speed with the sensor here. Harvester's not terrible.
Is there a way to get 3 more blood tokens on the board? With the Kiki Jiki, if you copy the vampire, you can -X the Dream Trawler, and that kills it.
Yep, but then you tap the Dream Trawler in response.
Yep.
So if James does have like a Heartless Act or something here, he can force the Dream Trawler to tap. And the upkeep stop kind of suggests that.
The other thing too is that you're making copies of the vampire and you're using the copy to minus it. So then you'll be able to get rid of that additional card every turn. And eventually,
Yes.
hopefully the secondary vampire could kill it.
Okay, and our hero here has drawn mono lands. And we are pretty close to dead. In fact, we are dead on board. Choosing to cycle that sensor took us off Hall activation, which means that we're just dead.
Yep. 5, you're right. And then now the activation of the curse and Harvester. Wow. Yeah, that came out of nowhere, kind of.
James just needs to go for it. And we do rep Settle here.
Will James play around a single target removal spell? Which I don't, with a Dream Trawler on the board, I just don't know that you can do.
I think you're right. I think James is going to go into the tank, and I think he's going to conclude that he has to swing
Duress will
with
tell you to
everything.
go for it.
Oh, well, okay. Yeah, that'll do it. James has top decked Duress in these spots at least twice today.
Are you act crew? Do it.
Yep, that's going to put it away. So we're off to game 3, which I did not expect to happen, honestly.
Don't forget, guys, if you're enjoying the stream, don't forget to type exclamation Trevor. Please consider donating to the Trevor Project. It is a wonderful organization that helps LGBTQ plus community members. It is a wonderful, wonderful program that is worth supporting. So if you guys are enjoying the content, make sure you guys check that out. Also, don't forget to use the Degen code. You buy anything from Ultra Pro, gives you 5% off, tells them we sent you, and lets them know that they should host more of these events in the future. Make sure you guys check that out. Please and thank you.
So blue-white control gets to be on the play here. That matters less when James is able to run Thoughtseize. There's not a whole lot that we can get down on turn 1 under Thoughtseize. It almost feels like, in a weird way, it almost feels like one of those matchups where you choose to be on the draw. Just because the entire strategy of the game is like 1-for-1 removal on both sides and then capitalize on being the last man standing with a card. Just to be clear, I think you still take the play here. It's just that's what it feels like. Not a bad opening hand, honestly. Memory Deluge is like one of the best cards in the matchup. You don't really want to Thoughtseize again or mulligan against the Thoughtseize deck.
Yeah, there is a lot of removal, graveyard removal from the opponent from one James. So one hearse or something here is going to obliterate those delusions.
Yeah, he keeps the hearse in and gets rewarded. That deluge is going to go without getting any value.
Whiskey Business, thank you so much for the Prime sub.
So deluge usually a 4-for-1, and now just a 1-for-1. So we have Censor. The opponent doesn't run many 3-drops other than like Graveyard Trespasser and Bone Crusher, which I don't think he'd run out. Or we can just Thoughtseize, sure.
Another Thoughtseize. Deluge is spicy. Wow. And now Darkstream just empty-handed, essentially.
Yeah, we do have 2 redraws here with the Censor and the Farmland.
Censor's going to get played to stop some pressure from coming down to the board.
Makes sense. You don't really want to be spending your Censor on that going into turn 4, knowing that the opponent is like likely to slam a Chandra or a Sorin or something. But given that James knows that you have the Censor, you can't really expect him to play into it. So you just take your trade while you can. The Behold the Multiverse is a pretty good catch-up mechanism, but if James just slams... Someone's in my stream? Unbelievable. Let me turn off the Twitch chat on my stream. All right, there we go. Yeah, I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, if James slammed Sorin or Chandra there,
the
then
Dream
Behold
Trawler
wasn't
is
going to be fast
back.
enough. Dream Trawler has returned. We are very low on resources.
Wow.
Okay. Got a funny feeling that Dream Trawler is not gonna touch the board. I just against these Rakdos lists, I am just terrified of Thoughtseize.
I mean, they've already
They always seem
played
to
2
have
or
it.
3.
I know, and that means that they move in herds. He's going to find the fourth.
I think he's had 2 Thoughtseizes so far. We know he also brought in the Duresses. So it's very possible. And there are 3 unknowns. So if he's got it, he might pull the trigger at this point.
Yeah, it's convenient the Dream Trawler dodges Duress. Hopefully that's all James has.
Playing around the Fateful Absence. Kind of
Yeah.
surprised he chose card with button.
You'd rather use it to pump the hearse. I think that makes sense.
So it's not giving you a drain trigger, right? So like there's
I think the fear is that on end step we play Memory Deluge, and we want to be able to exile that at instant speed with the hearse.
well, then I just would. Can you just choose not to trigger something? Just leave
Yeah,
that.
sure.
Yeah, just leave that card in the graveyard, and then at the end, if they whether they deluge or not, you can take 2 cards.
Yeah, but if you tapped out to take the 2 cards, then they can deluge in response. I think that's the worry.
Well, then you still get to kill it. They won't be able to. Either way, we're trying to get the deluge after it's cast. They're not going to get to cast it again. They're nowhere near.
Well, they were on 5, right?
We're on 4. They just played
They'd be
5.
going to 6.
Yeah. They'd be 1 mana.
Okay. Double Graveyard Trespasser. It's going to go to Day, and we're going to slam a Dream Trawler.
Yep. James is hellbent, but has some cards here.
Yeah, and he has a clue.
Yeah. So anything that taps this Dream Trawler down is done. Also, the first can attack 3 Trawler, putting him to a pretty low life total, meaning that the Dream Trawler might not be able to attack back. But they do have activation on the hull the following turn.
Yeah, that's true. It's definitely a scary spot for the blue-white player. Start by cracking the clue, get some information. Thoughtseize. Yeah, sure.
Thoughtseize, swing and a miss.
All right, they're coming in for 6.
So now the question, if they attack back with the Dream Trawler, they can't really
Probably
cycle.
5.
They can't. There's the upkeep stop. Wow.
And there's the Noxious Grasp, which it looks like he decided to bring in game 3.
Yep. That was the last card in hand. Wow.
So if you let this die and activate the Hall, that's still good enough to live, technically. But is it a life worth living?
Well, right now...
Do you have to Teferi minus here and pitch the land?
Right now, you don't have enough... they don't have lethal board Hall, right? They need one of them to crew. The Hall can block the first, and for only...
That's true, and I didn't notice that, but the hearse is only on 6.
Yeah.
I just sort of thought that thing was huge by now.
So it's
kind of
only
funny
lethal...
that going back to when you exiled the 2 cards with the Graveyard Glutton, if you had exiled them with the hearse instead, it would attack through the Hall here.
Yeah. The only thing that if he draws a creature that can crew the hearse, then it's going to be the lethal.
Rakdos players do always top deck what they need.
Yeah, I don't think playing around Deluge end step into Deluge that they wouldn't have been able to cast anyway was good. I think that it's just kind of habit to exile anything whenever you have a trigger. But with the hearse on the field, I think it's important not to.
Let's see if he learned his lesson. I assume he attacks here.
Activate.
Is there a creature in the graveyard, is the question.
I don't believe
to make
so.
one of these lethal. I assume we would not still be playing Magic if there were. Huh. Interesting. So, like, a kill spell on the Dream Trawler would also be lethal?
I think if that were the case, that this would have already been played, but
Actually, it's not quite lethal because they pitched it to Fairy and they still have the Hall activation. Wow.
they've opted to go.
You can play Teferi Plus and try to gain extra life. That assumes you'll be able to attack with the Dream Trawler, which does happen. Otawara is quite good.
They were just a top deck creature away from winning there, be able to activate on the herd. Also, I think had they gotten one more trigger off the herd, attack through the hall would have also, they would have gotten in for a fair amount of damage. Had the two trespassers, I attack back with the troll comfortably.
How brave are you? Do you Teferi Plus in this spot? I think you might. We're at 10. If you Teferi Plus find a spell, any spell, you can cast it on your turn, the Glutton's Shrink.
I don't think so. I'm not brave. I think I would tuck the herd.
It looks like our hero agrees with you.
This game was very close.
This does leave us dead to Stomp.
Is there any self-mill where one James can get some creatures in his own graveyard?
I think he's running one copy of Takenuma. That would do that.
The other option, too, is Teferi is just very low now, attacking here. If he finds the kill spell for the Trawler, that's pretty nifty.
I think I like going face.
I do, too. What did you draw, James? What is it?
Man, we are on the razor's edge here.
Upkeep
Oh, there's that upkeep stop. Yeah, you kind of have to do it. You could bounce it, but you don't have the mana to replay it, and then you're dead on the crackback. So I think you just pitch your planes here.
Yeah, and then you're still dead-ish.
Yeah, you get 2 draw steps with Teferi and a bunch of extra mana.
Yep.
So if you draw a kill spell, untap 2 lands, have Hall activation, you could still be okay.
Yeah, you do need a kill spell. Oof, yeah, that's tough.
Second Dream Trawler will be great too.
Did he board one in?
I think there are 2 in the 75.
Okay.
Most blue-white lists I see do run 2 in the 75. I'd be shocked if we let this resolve. I guess if you if you want them to lose
one
the
more
2
draw.
life.
Land. Cycle it away. You still need a lot of help.
Yeah, I mean, you can Otawara their Graveyard Trespasser.
That was a good
well,
one.
now you can.
But now there's no more activation?
The problem is the double ward.
Yeah.
He doesn't have enough to
Yeah.
Devout Decree and Otawara now.
Yep. And that's the ball game.
Yeah,
That was
if we had played
close.
Yeah. If we had played the Otawara as a land, it still was 1 short of the Hall. So James just needs to figure this out and attack. I guess Shark Typhoon and Wandering Emperor both would keep us alive in this spot, but there's no reason not to attack.
Yeah, I think you just attack anyway.
And he does it. And that's going to do it. And James is going to be a finalist.
Casts it, it just gets countered, and damage. Goodness gracious. One James making it into the finals. Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations, James.
So this was the semifinals. So our third, fourth place player, that Dark Shadow, just got a $50 cash, 1,000 gems from Melee, the $50 cash from Ultra Pro. So congratulations on the win, top 8. And now we're going to move on to final 2, our finals, guys. Second place, $100, 3,000 gems. First place, $150, 3,000 gems. And those are going to take place between James and Bert, the Esper Parhelion deck. Agreed. Quick shout out to an anonymous donor, $20.60 to the Trevor Project, helping our team become hit our goal of $10,000 raised. Big deal. Thank you.
We're not actually going to fatal push this thing, are we?
Looks like we did.
Did we lose a permanent? How did we enable revolt on that? I must have missed it.
Ledger Shredder died, I'm assuming.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I don't see it on the field, so I'm assuming it had to have died.
Yeah, we lost it to fatal push that same turn. You're right. Okay, totally empty-handed here. Chip in a chair. It goes tonight. And we're probably getting pretty close to the point where we can just start recurring Groxa as well. Also, the vampire can kill the underdog. Indestructible doesn't save it from.
That's certainly true.
Boost.
Yeah, I think the next... I would probably wait until you could copy it to do it, but...
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think it also depends partly on what's in your hand. Like James is at 10. Like if we kill this and get in for another 2, then copy
Vert
the
is at
2/2
10.
next turn. Yeah. Yes, that's right. Sorry. No, we're just going for it. Okay.
Yeah, Croxa here is fine.
That might have also been the card that needed to go in the bin to bring back Roxa. No,
Yeah.
it doesn't seem like it.
No, it's still on the top of the graveyard. And another land off the top here for Vert. That's going to close out game 1.
Never found Parhelion, never found Greasefang.
He found Boat. That's like kind of close.
Boat is really Parhelion at home, especially in this matchup. It doesn't really achieve all that much. James can beat a Greasefang into a boat. So in terms of sideboard options against James here, probably want most of the hand hate. The Can't Stay Away is interesting because it is a grindy matchup, and Can't Stay Away is good in the grindy matchups, but James is just so good at exiling your graveyard. You're almost tempted to just board down the combo. And maybe that is something that you do on the draw. And you just rely more on your proactive plan. Yeah, trimming the considers is like, I don't know what to cut. Please help. It's like, it's kind of just there as a piece to get you to 60 cards and make the deck more consistent anyway. So cutting consider just seems kind of like trying to be on both sides of the fence at the same time.
I can see that.
Okay, James, 1 game win away from taking it all down.
Yeah, 1
But
out of 2.
we do have Parhelion and Thoughtseize and Ledger Shredder. His hand is very good. We would love to play the tap land on 1. But I think this is correct. I think you have to Thoughtseize in case the opponent has a Thoughtseize of their own.
James's hand is also pretty good. Got a lot of stuff in it.
It's absolutely stacked. Fatal Push is the only cheap answer to a Ledger Shredder.
Yeah.
We're not very good at dealing with Chandra. Unless we find Grease Fang specifically. Tough call. Don't think I care about K Command. I think it's... Rider's an interesting choice. Rider's one that I don't get.
I agree with that. I don't think I would have taken the Rider.
We play this on white. We don't get to play Ledger Shredder. So I guess we're making the choice now. Do we want to play Hollow Blade? Do we want to play Shredder? We decide on Hollow Blade.
Looks like Blade. I like Blade too because if you happen to draw the Grease Fang, it's just a way for you to just make the combo happen.
Yeah, it feels like this was the plan when we discarded the Midnight Rider. Because you knew he was going to Fatal Push. You didn't have any other play that made sense. And you wanted to put the Parhelion in the bin anyway. So now Ledger Shredder's going to dodge that Fatal Push. The Noxious Grasp we know James has doesn't hit Shredder. K Command doesn't hit Shredder. Untap land lets us Shredder and Thoughtseize in the same turn, which would be kind of bonkers.
Thoughtseize just starting to rip apart the hand here. But that said, not a lot going on for Vert yet. Now that can turn in a split second as soon as you find a Grease Fang, but for the time being, you've got some time.
I think I would have played Ledger Shredder instead of Thoughtseize here. It's more mana efficient, puts James on more of a clock.
How would you have done that? There's no blue.
I would have cheated.
I see.
That's, yeah. Yeah, no, that's an excellent point. Upkeep, K Command? No, we just want to make sure the Hollow Blade taps.
Yep. And drawing a blank again for Vert. So maybe this Chandra can come down, do a little work, but with 2 creatures on board, it's not spectacular as of yet.
Yeah, Chandra can come down and kill Ledger Shredder. Vert is low enough on cards in hand that you have to feel like eventually it's going to die. Okay. That's an awkward spot now, because now you can't kill the Ledger Shredder, and this allows Vert into the game. I think I might have cashed in the Chandra there.
I think I would have as well. Maybe the plan was that you'd be able to get rid of their last card, and then you'd be able to kill the... right, because if that's any spell, then you get to kill the Hollow Blade.
That's true. If Vert does play his land, I kind of doubt that he will.
No, I meant when he Thoughtseize he had a land in hand. If he had something else in hand,
oh yeah,
you Thoughtseize it away, and then you can kill it with no cards.
That's true. I thought we might have known it was a land from a previous Thoughtseize, but maybe I'm wrong.
I don't believe so.
Ooh, that is...
decent draw.
Not super relevant, actually.
Well, it's going to get to redraw some stuff.
It's not, because Noxious Grasp is probably going to kill it.
Fair.
But it does force out the Noxious Grasp. James will go to 12 and then go down to 8.
Looks like he's opting to do none of the things, which is interesting. Okay, this is actually not half bad because he still has the mana to grasp the Rafine, right?
He does. That's
So
true.
he probably just doesn't play it? Interesting.
Yeah. So I guess the hope is that James is going to start to feel the pressure. He's going to actually. I mean, you can Noxious Grasp the Hollow Blade here, then play Chandra minus on the Hollow Blade and get Vert empty-handed. Then you're both empty-handed, though.
Ooh, got punished with another Thoughtseize.
They always find it. Probably should have pitched it to the Hollow Blade, but I guess it doesn't matter. I guess it does matter, actually.
It does, because then you could respond with the Grasp, right? And then you'd have to pitch your last card to it as well. So it works out the same.
Yeah, it would have worked out the same. And now we're 2 lands in hand.
Yep.
Okay.
I like this upkeep is drop is decent.
Noxious Grasp gaining 1 life there actually changes the clock, too.
Wow.
Okay.
Chooses to take one of the Parhelions.
Ooh, Unlicensed Hurts is a pretty good answer to the Trespasser.
It is. I mean, the thing is that the Trespasser is taking the creatures out, which is stopping your game plan of getting the Parhelion back anyway.
I think that ship sailed a long time ago.
Well, the second he top decks a Greasefang, the game then ends. Because
Sure.
there was 2 Parhelions in the bin. So we've got one of them out now, and a Greasefang now no longer ends the game.
Yep, that's true.
He's got to pitch the last card. This is a tough call, right? Because now if you want to get the other Parhelion out, you have to attack. And then a top-decked creature is lethal with the Hearse, because you can crew the Hearse attack for 3.
Yeah, realistically, you probably can't attack here.
But blocking here also isn't great. Because if that's the case, you could have blocked last turn, put him on to 0 cards, and then killed it with the Chandra this turn. If that was your plan all along.
Yeah, it's a tough spot for sure. I think I would have attacked. But
There's the Greasefang, and there's the Parhelion. I think I would have attacked as well, and just hope that they didn't draw a creature, but they did, and it's the worst creature ever, so it's irrelevant.
so we were dead either way.
Yep.
And we're going to swing for casual 16 damage.
Oodles and oodles of damage, but that means we're going to get a game 3. So maximum value for those of you guys here enjoying the coverage.
Okay, at game 3, where James is going to be on the play. It's like I was saying, like on the draw here, this might be a place where you just sort of acknowledge that the combo isn't going to work. Like taking out the Ledger Shredder on the draw here seems really bad to me. I think I want the Considers, I think I want the Ledger Shredders, I think I want the Duresses, and I think I want to take out some or all of the Parhelions and Greasefangs. That said, I mean, we have it if we draw Greasefang.
That is certainly true. And James down a card. A 6 on the play.
Black lands and no Thoughtseize. You can play Rafine's Informant to get the Perhelion in the bin. If James has Stomp Graveyard Trespasser, then that feels terrible.
Yeah, or just Graveyard Trespasser even feels pretty awkward, but it's fine. But no Stomp, but there's the Graveyard Trespasser, so at least we're slowing the bleeding there, and you get to get that Graveyard Trespasser on the field to kind of keep things under control a little earlier than they did before.
Yeah, nicely here you get to Ledger Shredder into Thoughtseize, though, which is a very proactive play.
And they found a Greasefang really reasonably early, so James will be very happy that that Parhelion is no longer in the graveyard.
What do you connive away here? I think it's Trespasser. Or, sorry, I think it's Greasefang. I think Trespasser is just way harder for James to deal with, and we are on the front foot. We pitched Chart a Course?
Yep.
Maybe? No, we pitched Graveyard Trespasser.
Yeah, he pitched a Trespasser, which I think I would have done too because I'm greedy. And like the whole point of the deck is Greasefang, so it's hard. Like I can see people's resistance to, wanting to not do that.
Yeah, I get that. And it is just a 4-3. It does actually hit a little harder than the Trespasser. I just think that James's hand we've seen to be mostly land already. Graveyard Trespasser is a lot harder for him to remove than Greasefang is. Also, we stand a very good chance of flipping it tonight, given James's exact hand.
It is night, and we don't have the ability to turn it back to day, but I don't know how relevant that is. It means that we can't attack with the 3-powered minion, but I think I'm okay with that.
So we swing with the Shredder Chart a Course. Seems easy enough.
Nope, looks like we're just going to put our own Graveyard Trespasser onto the field, which seems reasonable.
I guess that's fair. And next turn, the idea would be Greasefang plus Chart a Course. James offers the trade here. Do you take it? I think the answer is no, right? But it's just we have so much pressure on the crackback.
I think so. There's also just Greasefang Chart a Course pitch the Parhelion and win the game. At this point, James looks like he's pretty far behind, even if Bert finds nothing.
That is an interesting question. If you play Greasefang and then Chart a Course, do you Chart a Course pre or post combat? Post combat, you get an extra card. Pre combat, you might hit Parhelion and just win.
I think I would do it free because then it also triggers the connive, lets you draw another card as well. So you can find your Parhelions, you can find your boats, you can find all sorts of goodies, and you have lots of options to do it.
Yeah, it's just so hard in this matchup in particular to throw away an extra card.
When you're this far ahead, I think you do. I don't think it's terribly close.
Okay, so we don't even think too hard about possibly playing Greasefang here. It looks like Chart a Course post-combat is going to win out. We're even getting busy with the 3-2. Yeah. But I guess the idea here is to pitch something and make it hard to block.
I mean, you're going to draw 3 cards. Chances are you can find something you don't really care about. And it looks like we're pitching Greasefang, everything, all the permanents.
Very aggressive, but I do actually really like it. You have Chart a Course to refuel. I don't think unlicensed hers really matters.
Agreed.
I think I like your line. Pitch all the permanents. We keep the Trespasser. Okay. So the downside of that line is that now it does trade 1-for-1 with the glutton if James decides to block with it.
I don't know that James has anything in his deck that is gonna save this. A meat hook for 4? Is that a thing James can pull off here?
That is possible. Our course has been charted.
He's
And
running
it goes
1
through
main deck
Thoughtseize.
meat hook and none in the board.
Fatal Push the Shredder, chump the Informant.
All right, now or never. James, meat hook.
I'm trying to put him on 2 cards that would cause him to tank like this, and I'm not coming up with much.
Yeah, it's the finals, so just like taking your time and trying to find a way out is relevant. But it's definitely a tough spot. Life gain. Oof, Thoughtseize. If it's like a fatal push onto the Shredder here, then that's not the worst. There's a stick, so it's definitely something that they can cast.
It kind of does have to exactly be removal spell for the Shredder, right?
So, Murderous Rider. Boat.
Honestly, we can probably just play the boat next turn.
I don't think we're pitching it at this point, to be honest. You've already gotten rid of one of your Grease Fangs.
All right. Attack with no fear, I'm sure.
Yeah, I like that. And then just if they want to 2-for-1 themselves there, that's fine.
Oh, wow. Chart, of course, is excellent here.
Our opponent just alt-tabbed to another instance of Arena Open. I think that's why everything looks a little fuzzy.
Yeah, it could be they're multi-tabling or something.
Yeah, I've had in these tournaments, I've had a lot of people do multi-tabling, which is hard for coverage.
Well, we throw away Chart, of course. Okay. Okay, so Heartless Act, Murderous Rider stays alive? No, it doesn't, because the boat will come down and kill the Murderous Rider. Yeah, I think this is as good as dead.
Looks pretty dead to me. But that is a wonderful top 2 for the one James for the Open. And Vert, the dirty rat, takes first. Congratulations, Vert.
Yeah, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Even after the bans, it's still Rakdos and Esper Greasefang in the final. Yeah, that's not going to be good enough. And we have a champion. Congratulations.
Woohoo! We certainly do. Congratulations to all of our top 8 players. Really do appreciate you guys. If you are a player and you got a door prize, make sure you guys message me. If you guys are in top 8, make sure you guys message me. Both of these are on Discord, please. I'm going to get some dinner and then I will be awarding prizes. So thank you guys very much. Airball, you want to do a quick promotion again? Let people know where to find you?
Yeah, sure. Thanks a lot for having me on the stream. It's been a lot of fun playing with you guys, or talking through plays with you guys. If you want to find more of me, you can find me at AirballMTG over on Twitch and Twitter, and especially YouTube, which is where I'm focusing most of my content these days.
All right, awesome. Real quick, guys, you still have an opportunity to support the Trevor Project, help us hit our goal, !Trevor. You guys are welcome to do that at any point. The other thing is we have some Pride sleeves that I'm giving away. If you guys are interested in scoring some of these sweet Pride Secret Lair sleeves, there is a link there in the chat for you. If you guys want to check these out, I am going to be doing the winner of this today, so make sure you guys do that. And let's draw a winner for $25 Ultra Pro gift card, and that goes again to any of you guys who've been here hanging out with us, and that's going to go to HD. Congratulations, HG. Message me here on Twitch and I'll send you that $25 Ultra Pro gift card. Get the sleeves, donate to the Trevor Project. Make sure you guys follow Degen Gaming so that way you guys can be up to date on all of these opens. They're pretty awesome. $6 entry, cash top 8s, bounties, door prizes, coverage giveaways, infinite value compared to anything else that you're going to be able to find in the tournaments that are being ran. So thank you all again for joining us. Thank you to Ultra Pro for sponsoring the event, and I hope to see you guys tomorrow.